Hey guys, how are you? Andy Suku, founder and CEO of Y2K Credit Solutions. Today, I have a really good topic to talk to you guys about. It's gonna be a little lengthy. The video is gonna be a little lengthy. It's a long topic, but there's a little backstory about how this topic came about. And today's video overall has to do. It's it's more for consumers, for education, but also more for mortgage brokers and realtors. This information I'm going to share with you. A lot of mortgage brokers don't even understand it, which is kind of weird. I don't understand how they should know this. They specialize in mortgages, but it's more so for the mortgage broker and the realtors to help the consumers avoid pulling their credit and getting a mortgage ready at the same time, right? Because when a mortgage company pulls your credit, it's about 10 to 15 points that you lose on that inquiry. That 10 to 15 points could make or break you, okay? We'll talk about the 620 credit score as well. So let me give you the backstory of how this whole topic came about. So we deal with a lot of mortgage brokers. A lot of mortgage brokers reach out to our office daily to inquire about getting their clients credit ready to get a mortgage. If they have an issue with their credit, where can they get real scores from? What does this account mean? How can they get it off? What a rapid rescore work? There's a series of questions mortgage brokers reaches out to us when they're trying to get their clients mortgage ready and pre-approved and to the funding table. This is why we service a lot of mortgage companies and realtors in this space. So yesterday we did the post. We actually posted a thread of a conversation that we were having with a mortgage broker that asked us the question. This question was, hey, my client needs to get a mortgage pre-approved. He is using his credit card app to monitor his credit. It says it's 640, and if I pull his credit and it goes below 620, the deal is dead. Interesting, right? 620, because you have all these gurus on social media are telling you we could fund your mortgage at a 580. But here, a mortgage broker that we deal with every single day for all of his clients is telling us, and that message was posted on social media, is telling us that if the client says his score is 640 from his credit card site, he doesn't believe it's 640. But if he does pull the credit and the client is below 640 and he loses the 10 to 15 points and it goes below 620, the deal is dead. That's a red flag. Think about what I just said, okay? So anyway, we went on talking about, okay, well, you don't want to pull the client's credit. He's like, what site can my client go to see what his mortgage score is? Okay, great question. Because he didn't want to pull the client's credit because he didn't want to put that inquiry, right? And then mess up the deal for the client. So we use Score Navigator. Score Navigator is our in-house credit monitoring app. There's Identity IQ and MyFICO. Score Navigator gives you Vantage Score. And if you understand how to do the calculation for your mortgage score, you can use the Score Navigator. Identity IQ does not have a mortgage score, but MyFICO does have a mortgage score in there. The thing is, though, with MyFICO, it's very complicated to use. There's a lot of clicks that you have to go through to get to the screen that you want to see how to get your mortgage score. It also has the auto score on there. So there's quite a few scores. And lately I've seen MyFICO did a lot of upgrades to their site that's user friendly. But it's also expensive, right? But it's not the most consumer readable platform. Our Score Navigator platform is way better, easier to read, right? So I told him, go to Score Navigator, create your logins, send me the report, and I'll tell you what the scores were and what your real scores are. Now what's on your credit card app. So he created the logins, sent us the reports. So you all know, just so you know, and if you don't know, now you know. Mortgage companies use the lowest limit of score to approve you for your mortgage, right? So he sent us the score. The Experian was 710, Equifax was 680, and TransUnion was like 630, something like that. So 680 is what he would get approved on, right? So we told the mortgage broker, yes, you can go ahead and pull his credit. However, I want to give you guys some education on this whole mortgage process and the scoring model, okay? Because this is where all you mortgage brokers and realtors, if you're not sure if your client is mortgage ready, you don't know what their credit report looks like, you don't know if they have collections, charge-offs, their debt to income ratio is high. If you don't know all that, this is where Score Navigator will come in and help you, opposed to running your client's credit, putting an inquiry on there, then coming to find out they're not credit worthy yet to get a mortgage, right? So this is where Score Navigator will come in and help you. And if you would like to understand more how this can work for you, give us a call. We'll set up a consultation and give you a full tutorial on how this will work for you. Score Navigator is very real time, okay? So let me explain this to you. When mortgage companies only use a report called Tri-Merge to approve you for mortgages. Tri-Merge. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. I hope so. I was trying to make it readable. But I read everything on here that I wrote. Mortgage company uses Tri-Merge. Consumer credit profile, consumer credit monitoring companies like Score Navigator, Identity IQ, MyFICO, Experian, they use a consumer report with FICO 8, 9, 10, or 10T versions of this to give you your score, okay? Now, mortgage company can only use Tri-Merge, and there's about 4 companies, I can't remember the other 2, but there's 4 companies out there that mortgage company use. One is CIS, the other one is Credit Plus, and there's 2 more I just can't remember, but just know that there's 4 total companies out there that mortgage company uses to approve you for your mortgage. They cannot use a consumer readable report. They can use that as guidelines to tell you if you, like there's some issues you need to fix on there, but they cannot use it to give you your mortgage pre-approval, okay? Now, here's where it gets interesting, where it gets tricky. Tri-Merge mortgage reports use FICO version 5, 4, and version 2. Those are the versions that every credit or mortgage company uses to give you your score, right? Now, how you verify if this is true? When you next time you apply for your mortgage, you look at your score, it's gonna be right on the top. Experian version 5, Equifax version 4, TransUnion version 2, however it appears on the report. Every time a mortgage company pulls your report, it's 10 to 15 points that you lose. Now, you can run your report as much as you want for a mortgage in 30 days, it will count as one inquiry, but it will still show up there, but you won't be points. Points will not be deducted. So this is what Experian uses the Fair Isaac version 2. And I'll tell you why these versions they use. Experian uses version 2. So when you look at a mortgage report and you see Experian, let's say version 2, that's the Fair Isaac version that they're using to provide your score. Equifax uses Beacon version 5. That also is displayed on the report under Equifax version 5. TransUnion uses Score version 4. That's also displayed on the report, on a mortgage report. Right. These are the versions, what they use to give you your score. When you're using a consumer credit monitoring app or a site like Experian, they're either using FICO 8, 9, 10, FICO 8 and 9 currently. FICO 10 and 10T is going to be implemented next year. Now, I did do a video in 2019 on FICO 10 and 10T that's on our YouTube channel when FICO 10 and 10T was being introduced. It has not been implemented yet, but it will be implemented at the end of the year for next year. One thing you need to know about FICO 10 and 10T, it is not consumer friendly. It's written to benefit the banks, not the consumers. What that means is that the banks will be able to deny you if they see any kind of stain of negatives. They're not going to oversee it. Right now, 8 and 9, they can oversee it. They'll still approve you depending on the severity of it. So consumer report use 8, 9, and now we're going to start using 10 and 10T. Score Navigator uses Vantage for 4.0 and 5.0, which 4.0 and 5.0 is becoming more and more popular now. A lot of banks are using it for scorings. So these are the two, FICO and Vantage are what they're using to score you, right? Now, here's the difference. On FICO 8, 9, on a consumer side, it ignores paid collection medical bills. It ignores them. So if it's paid, it is not calculated in your score. This is why when you pull your consumer report, your score is also going to be 40 to 60 points higher than what a mortgage report looks like. The mortgage score, I should say. It's always guaranteed going to be 40 to 60 points higher on the consumer side than what the mortgage side would be. Okay, very important. This is why when we talk about scoring, getting you mortgage ready, you want to make sure you have your best scored clean report as possible because of the distinction of the point deductions. Okay. Now, on Tri-Merge mortgage report, they hold you responsible for collections and medical bills, charge-off accounts, DTI, everything that's on that report, you're being penalized for on a Tri-Merge report. This is why the score is always lower, and this is why these versions, if you ever Google, and it's really some research you got to do to understand what parameters version 2, version 5, and version 4 was written on. That's an older version of scoring models. All of those were included that to hold you responsible and deduct points for medical bills, collection, charge-off, debt to income ratio, bankruptcies, public records, right? But now public records do not show up on credit reports. However, this version, the scores are lowered, right? So now, come back to my message where what the point of my video is about is that if you're a mortgage broker or you're a realtor or even a consumer, and you want to get a mortgage and you're not sure if your mortgage ready, this is how you're going to figure that out without putting an inquiry on your credit report. Going to a consumer monitoring site and a paid one, a subscription. You cannot use the free ones because those are not accurate. Okay, anything is free in this world is not accurate, right? You know, there's nothing free in this country. But this was the question, the scenario that the mortgage broker had that he needed a solution to, and we provided that solution to him. But this is more education for you guys as well. And keep in mind, anything under 620 is a dead deal in the mortgage world, right? The investor's not going to pick it up. Just understand also that Tri-Merge reports use an older version of the scoring model. Consumer uses a newer version, FICO 8.9. Now we're going to go into 10 and 10T. If you guys have any question about this topic or comment and you want to break something down, drop a comment below and I'll try to answer it for you guys. But I hope this video adds some clarification on the difference between the Tri-Merge mortgage report and the consumer credit monitoring report or consumer credit report and the scoring models and the versions. Okay? Talk to you guys soon. Have a good day.